Yes, we did. We raised $1,800 for the Harbor of Hope. And I want to say good morning to everyone. My name is Gloria Ward, and this is the Inspiration in 30. I am the founder of this amazing project, which is the I'm Loving Me project. And it is November the 2nd. November the 2nd. That means that the year is going to be over. 2021 will be over in less than 60 days. And we will be in another year where we have to make some good decisions about our life. Hey, Khadijah, we have to make some good decisions about our life and where we're going. You know, who knew? I mean, who knew that all this stuff was going to happen in 2020, right? But at the same time, if we don't do what we need to do now, I mean, 2021 is still going to be the same thing. Hey, Stacy, that's one of my best friends, Stacy. I'm so glad that you came, right? That, what are you going to do in 2021? Here's the thing that I wanted to say. Thank you to everybody who donated. We did it, y'all. We did it. We didn't reach our goal of 2,500, but we got damn near close. We raised $1,800 for the Harbor of Hope for our Pink Week. And I am so excited about it. You know why? Because this is our first time. This was our first breast cancer awareness event. And we were able to really step up and show out and really help this organization give support to women who have been diagnosed, who are currently in treatment, who are in remission and who need that support for breast cancer. So my hat goes off to everybody who donated, everybody who participated, and everybody who just showed love if they couldn't donate, who sent that encouraging word, who said that, that they will figure out a way to either support, volunteer, or whatever it is. So I thank all of you guys for just stepping up to the plate. I mean, it started out as an idea and we brought it into fruition. And, now we get to help some women get through their toughest time, especially those who just got diagnosed, because you just go through a whole bunch of stuff. But I want to thank you guys. Hey, Vanessa, I want to thank you guys for everything. You know, Also, I wanted to say that for the next 2 months, we have our own baby. We have our own organization, Students Without Mothers. That is the organization that's personal to me, where we're going to be raising money for them. We raise money for kids whose mom has been incarcerated or who have transitioned for them to go to college. And what we do is we give them $1,000 each year, $4,000 scholarship for them to do those things that their mom would do for them. I was a student without a mother. You guys know how I grew up and know my story. So that organization is very, very precious to me. They are who we adopted in the I'm Loving Me project. They are who we give money to all the time for the events and everything that we do. Hey, Rose. Hey, Lisa. Look at this. Everybody's coming on. Oh my God. Don't get me all emotional this morning, y'all. Oh my God. Okay, so I'm happy, guys. I am so happy. I hope you guys had a great holiday weekend. You know that Halloween was our last day of warmth, right? So now we gotta mask up, watch what we do, clean our hands, do all that, because now we are officially in cold season, right? So make sure you take care of yourself. But the most important thing that I wanted to talk about today, that I was studying actually yesterday, was this whole thing of no more wasted years, right? No more wasted years. We have to be able to think about where we going in our life and really, really start being productive, right? We have to be able to decide that where we're going and what we're going to do, we're going to stick to it and we're going to make it happen. And let me tell you why. Because you see how quickly this year rolled by? How many wasted years have we had in our life where we actually said we was going to do something and we promised ourselves we were going to do it. And then now look at it in this present time, right now, you still saying, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to make sure I go back to school, right? I'm going to make sure I start that business. I'm going to make sure I do find the person that I need in my life. All those things that we've been saying for years that we're going to do, especially y'all. And I'm guilty of this, losing weight. Child, we start, we stop. Right? We start, we stop, we start, we stop. And we keep, hey, Kim, we keep going it over and over and over again on this thing, right? Where we have to make a decision today, that we are not going to have any more wasted years, because 2020 has already taught us that we could be taken out at any time. Look how many celebrities we lost. Look how many people we lost during Corona. Look how many people were abused or, transition or did all of that stuff. And guess what? Guess who's still here? Guess who's still in good health? Guess who still have the opportunity of all their limbs? And guess who still has the ability to think? And guess who has the abilities to make a decision to change their life? You and me. And what we do is we do what everybody do. We get distracted, right? We get distracted by all those things that we say that we can and can't do. Why we get distracted? Because we react to everything that happens around us instead of controlling our environment. We react to everything. If somebody says something to us, we want to react. If somebody hurts us, we want to react. If somebody, if we lose our job or something like that, we react and we don't know how we gonna make it or what we gonna do. Where really we have to be able to be in control of where we going in our life. And let me give you an example of what I'm talking about, right? So this weekend, I was working, of course, right? And I was also preparing, because I always have to prepare. I always have to prepare for the next year, right? I'm always thinking, how can we go to the next level? How can we do something bigger? How can we grow? All this stuff, right? And I was watching this program because I don't really have TV. I have, I watch little things on YouTube, all this stuff or whatever, right? And I was watching this guy on YouTube, and he was saying, when you look at your life, you have to see that everything is relative, right? Everything that we do in our life, we all have perception of what's good and what's bad, but we know that, right? I can look at my apartment and say this apartment is small. I'm comparing it to the house that I used to have, right? I can look at something and say, this person has more than me based on what I have in my pocket, right? But the interesting thing that he said is that click with me. He said, we never really move in our life until the things that makes us comfortable dry up. And then all of a sudden, all of our senses kick in, and all of our plans and goals and what we want to do kick in, only because we feel like we don't have any choice, right? So it's not until we uncomfortable, which we already know, that we start to change. So I'm sitting up there and I'm saying to myself, yeah, that is true, because, we always get uncomfortable, but it's something I wrote down that I thought was so interesting. He said, everybody can make a transformation in their life right now. And he said, transformation is only the rearrangement of our priorities and values that results in the change of our routine. So we look at our values, we look at our priorities, and we look at where we want to go. And if we implement those things, the results will be the change in our routine, and that's how we transform. Little changes that we want to make in our life, if we put them as priorities, and if we change our values, we can transform and have the things we want. Now, isn't that so simple? But that's hard to do because we battling with our own self, right? We battle with our own self every day because we battling with the values and everything that we grew up with. We know that. We battling with all the experiences that we have. We are battling with anger. We are battling with grief. We are battling with shame, right? But when we look at our life, all those wasted years that we had, now we have the opportunity to look at all that time that we said we was going to do something and that we was going to have something, and say to ourselves, right? Those experiences of of uh, of of grief, of shame, and of fear, they all came out of something. They all came out of it, an experience we had. Somebody hurt us. Somebody did us, somebody did us wrong. Somebody shamed us, and somebody told us something, right? And because of that, because we got put in that position and those things happened to us, we developed this value system and we developed these things that allowed us to stay in a position where we felt like we could not move on. We were stuck. But what we got to see is the other side of the coin, y'all, which was so interesting to me when I was listening to him. He said, because the other side of the coin is that you build up resilience. And that resilience that you built up, it gave you the three things that you have to make a decision on. He said, anger is an emotion. Fear is an emotion. Grief, all those things, jealousy, all those things are emotions that we have in our body. But there are three decisions that we make every day. We make a decision to love. We make a decision to forgive. And we make a decision to have peace. Those are decisions that we make every day. You got to make a decision to love somebody, right? You got to make a decision to forgive, right? And you got a decision to protect and hold your peace. But the way that we get there is through our other emotions. But if we can't get through those things, somebody hurting us, procrastinating, saying we're going to do something and never do it, holding on to something that we know we need to let go, then how are we going to make a decision to have love and forgiveness and peace? Right? He said love is something that we spread that ultimately gets us to our peace. Right? Forgiveness is because we felt like our ego was bruised. Some people did us wrong. So we make a decision to forgive. And when we make that decision to forgive, it moves us into the other things. Now, the ultimate thing is peace. Right? But if we are stuck where we are angry, bitter, shameful, feeling like we can't do anything, feeling like we can't have more, be more, do more, right? Then we wasting our time. We are wasting our life. We are wasting so many years giving people more of ourselves and then they give us nothing. Being there for everybody else and not even for ourselves, and then turn around and get upset when they're not there for you. They only there to take because they know and see that you have something on you. You know how to solve problems. You know how to get stuff done. You know how to budget your money. You know how to create something out of nothing. And they wait for you to do all that because they coming to take. And you just keep giving and giving and giving and giving. And then you say to yourself every year, I ain't going to do this no more. I'm not going to do that. And I'm going to let this go. And then all of a sudden you find yourself giving and giving and giving again. And where does that leave you? Right? I was on a call with a young lady who's going to come on board with us. She's amazing. Right? And she said to me, she said, Gloria, I got a question for you. I said, yeah. She said, I want to be able to make more money in my life. I want to be able to grow my business. I want to be able to really, reach that point. She said, can you tell me how to do that? I said, yes, it's very easy. She said, well, what is it? I said, fall in love with the life you have now. Fall in love with the life you have now. And then you will get there. She said, well, I don't understand that because right now I'm broke. I said, fall in love with the life you have now while you're broke. Because abundance is born out of more. If you are focusing on the fact that you don't have something, then that's where you're going to stay. Because you are trying to birth something out of lack. You can't do that. You can't birth something, right, out of shame. You can't birth something out of grief. You can't birth something out of anger. But more of the same thing. Does that make sense? So if you sitting up here wasting your time trying to figure out how you're going to get from here to there, and you're looking at what you don't have, well, honey, you're going to get more of what you don't have because you have not detached yourself from that and enjoying the life that you have now. That's why I said it's so important for you to be grateful for what you have. Because when you are grateful for what you have, for the activity of your limbs, because you are still here, because you have great health, right? You birth so many things out of that positivity. You birth so many ideas because you're in a good space. Does that make sense? You're not wasting your time and your life sitting around thinking about what you don't have and how you can do things better and what you could have done in that relationship and all that stuff. That is called stuck. But we already know that too, right? That is called stuck. Anything you want to do in your life and anything you want to prosper in your life, you have to be able to be satisfied with what you have now. Let the ideas come to you and take steps out of abundance. That's how you get more abundance, is being in a place of gratitude where you can think, where you can dream, where you can love, where you can have joy and you can have peace. That's when the ideas come. Ideas don't come under stress. Disease come. Do you hear what I'm saying? Ideas don't come out of fear. Stress does. Right? Ideas don't come out of shame. Those things that we don't want, if we keep looking at it, we're going to get more of that. because you can't see beyond. And we talked about that thing that's in front of you, right? You can't see beyond that. And even if you put your head here and there, it just keeps following you, right? We can't waste no more time. Think about all the time that you put into something that you said to yourself, damn, I wish I would have stuck with finishing school. I wish I would have stuck with finishing this. I would have been further along in my life if I would have. I would have been over here if I did this. Honey, that is dead and stinking. Right? All that stuff is dead and stinking. Shoulda, coulda, wouldas is fine. All of the time that you wasted back then is back there. But we got to be able to cut it off at some point and start anew. And don't feel the shame and the fear from it. Don't look back there. What's that Bible verse y'all tell me? Let the dead bury the dead. It ain't here no more. Right? It's dead and stinking back there. It's buried. But what are we going to do now? What are we going to do now? How are we going to move forward now? What are some of the things that we are going to do now? And how are we not going to use anger, guilt, shame, grief, and all that stuff? How are we going to take all that stuff out? You know a song I listened to that I never thought was saying what it was saying, but it was a good song. Sade, Tattoo. Y'all ever heard that song? Sade, Tattoo. Now she's talking about love, right? And it goes, he told me sweet lies of sweet love, right? So listen to the song. But basically, she's saying that this person told her all these great things about life and all that stuff or whatever. Then it changed. And when it changed in her life, she couldn't look beyond it, right? She couldn't look beyond the hurt, and she wears it like a tattoo on her skin that she's carrying around with her. So she can't see beyond the tattoo that she has, right? Because she tattooed on herself all of the things that was said to her that she can't get beyond. You get what I'm saying? Now, here's the thing that's so ironic about that. All the stuff that we're looking at of all the things that happened to us that we wearing like a tattoo on ourselves, and the things that happened to us, including myself, and how we feel, we can't go ahead and reject the tattoo that's on us, right? And say, hey, we're going to leave our tattoo at home and we're going to go out and do something. It's right here. It goes with us, right? Now, you can get the tattoo removed, but I heard that's a painful process. Or you can know that the tattoo is there, but it doesn't define who you are, because there are many aspects of you other than what you see, other than what was planted on you. You get it? You don't have to walk around showing everybody how hurt you are. Look what they did to me. This is how this happened. Do you see the scar? I can't move forward because I don't have this. And he did this and she did this. And I don't have this, and I'll never be able to get this because they told me this. We got to change, y'all. And the change starts with knowing and understanding that we ain't going to waste no more time. We are not going to waste no more time dilly dallying. That's what my grandmother would say, dilly dallying around, holding on to things that we feel is the reason why we can't do what we want to do. That's stopping us. Because what happened is that now that tattoo has become comfortable, right? I don't have any tattoos, but people know, people who got tattoos, y'all know, right? Y'all know when you first get it, it hurts like hell, right? And you know that it's there, and you got to put stuff on it, and it bubbles up your skin, and it does all that stuff, right? But eventually, after a while, it just becomes a part of you, right? It becomes your signature. It becomes your reminder. And some people get more, some people get multiple. But does it really define who you are? Are you walking around being that tattoo that you see? Or are you more than that? When we did our Empower Her Soul session, one of the things that Ellie Curry was talking about, which I believe I want us to do in November, is the book that she have where you journal every day, just like how you feel and all this stuff or whatever, but it has different triggers, and you get to change your thoughts as you go along throughout your day. um and as we evolve, I think that's what I want to do for the month of November in our inspiration in 30s, just so that we can kind of get into the habit of looking at on paper. You can actually see your thoughts, like how you think every day, because most of us don't do that. Most of us don't see how we think. We just go along with our perceptions, right? And we say to ourselves, well, maybe that's just how life is, right? We never really analyze what we think or how we think, because we always think we're right, right? We always think our thoughts are the best thoughts. And if somebody comes and challenges that, our egos get in the way, right? And then we immediately get defensive and we tell people, you don't know what you're talking about, or we just discount what they say uh, immediately and don't even think about it. But we all do that, right? We all do that, right? So, but learning how to see your thoughts on paper will really give you a revelation of how you really thinking. 2021, y'all, we can do this. Corona ain't got nothing to do with the path that you on. It is not stopping you from anything. The election is not going to stop you from anything, right? The only thing that's going to stop you is who? You. You stop you. The world is going to keep going on. The only thing you have to do is make a decision to tell yourself, I am not going to waste any more time being in the situation that I'm in. I am not going to waste any more time being mediocre. I am not going to waste any more time making promises to myself and I never ever follow through, because I'm giving my time and my patience and my peace and my joy to someone else or something else. I'm not going to waste my time anymore trying to be something that I'm not. I'm not going to waste my time anymore uh, uh, putting energy out there to help someone and go out my way to do this. And then I turn around and I need help and nobody's around. I need to be around people who I know got my back. I need to be around people who are growing. I need to do something for myself. I need to fall in love with me and my life, and look at my life and say to myself, you know what? If this is what God has given me, and this is all that I'm supposed to do for the rest of my life, I might as well enjoy it. Right? I am grateful right where I am. And out of this gratefulness, I'm going to birth more gratefulness and more gratefulness. I'm not going to look at those things that I shoulda, coulda, woulda had. That's dead and stinking. I can't do nothing about it. I'm not going to waste my time trying to convince somebody to love me. I'm not going to waste my time trying to convince my mom, my dad, my family, and all this stuff that I am a good person. They got their thoughts, I got mine, and we're going to move on with life. You get what I'm saying? All of the challenges and everything that we go through, it is only there because we have not made a decision in our life to do something different. That's it. We have to make the decision that we're going to be uncomfortable, but we're going to enjoy it. We're going to celebrate the small things that happen to us, and we're just going to keep moving. We're just going to keep moving along with our life. I know I don't want to be 50 years old in the same spot. If I'm 50 years old in this same apartment, somebody come get me, please. If I'm 50 years old and I'm still doing the same thing that I'm doing, somebody call somebody, because obviously I'm not getting the message. And obviously I'm not following my own advice. Y'all better not let that happen to me. You know what I'm saying? If I'm sitting up here 6, 7 years from now, telling you the same thing, and there's no growth, you need to leave. You really do. If you are sitting there 2 months from now, 3 months from now, and you've been saying the same thing and you have not grown, then you need to reach out and get what you need, because that's the thing that's stopping you. You have a block somewhere and you need to clear it out. And we know the biggest block is we don't want to be uncomfortable, right? That's too hard. We go through it all the time when we got to change our diet. It's too hard. I love Popeyes. I love to go to the little hot food thing at Whole Foods and just get food. It's easier, it's faster. I can eat and I can be done and I could go back to work. And those are all of excuses that I give myself, right? Where I know better. But it's not until I start to have issues where I'm like, oh man, I need to fast. Oh man, I need to cut out. And I do that because I could feel my body going in a different direction. So it makes me nervous. And then I go ahead and try to get it back on track. But then once I'm back on track, I just fill it up with the rest of the garbage. I just go back to the rest of the garbage because I haven't learned how to find a diet that works for me, a new eating habit that works for me. I haven't found that yet. Right? But I'm not saying it's not possible, but you got to put the work and the effort into doing it. Because for me, I could say every day I'm trying, and then all of a sudden I roll past something. I'm like, oh, I never ate there before. Let me stop and see what they got. And then I get to see the menu, y'all, and then I'm getting 2, 3 tacos, and let me try this one, and let me try it. And I got like $30 worth of food that I'm taking home with me. Right? But that's what we do. But we don't want to waste any more time saying we're going to do something and we don't do it. Say we're going to have this kind of life and we don't do it. We have to get out of that. Right? And the way out is making a decision. The way out is making a decision and knowing that in this point in your life, it's going to be about you and what you want. And you're going to fall in love with your life. And you're going to do things that make you happy. Don't wait until one day comes, because it might never come. We see people dying and dropping like flies. What you waiting for? Right? Oh, I'm gonna wait till I get more money and get a new job. What if that doesn't happen? Right? Oh, I'm gonna wait until I lose weight to go ahead and do this. But what if that doesn't happen? No more wasted time, y'all. I gotta go. But yeah, I'ma put something out there because I really want to do that thing with y'all with Ellie, because I think it's a great exercise to do for the month, and we can really figure out what our what our triggers are, and we get to see our thoughts, and we'll probably make it like a Wednesday night or something where we all just get on Zoom. Those who want to participate, it's nothing you have to pay for, anything like that. It's just a group of us who want to do the work. We'll get on like a Wednesday or something. I have to get Ellie to see if she'll come and teach us how to use the book first, because there's a way to use it, and then we can all start the process and we can get on, and then we can just talk about um, what our things are, right? And working through some of our thoughts and really preparing ourselves for where we're going, right? Because I really want us to get it. I don't want to be that person that's preaching to you and then there's no change. If we're going to do the work, we're going to do the work. And in order for you to make the change, you have to have access. And once you have access to it, then it's up to you to make the decision at that point. No, you can't make every Wednesday. We'll probably make it like 2 Wednesdays out the month or whatever. No, you can't make it every time. But if you do make it, you get to see your progress for the whole month. And then you get to go ahead and make a decision about where you're going and what you're doing with your life. I think that's a great idea. So I'm going to try to see if I can get that done today, because I just made it up. Right? So I'll holla at y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow and I'll let y'all know. Okay? I love y'all. I got to go. All right. Bye.